I think within the MI Corps, within CI for sure, we're our own worst enemy, right? We sabotage ourselves, right? New idea comes up and somebody doesn't appreciate it, somebody doesn't like it, then they go around and will denigrate it, and takes forever to make it work. I would offer a couple things historically, right? So the National Guard has had Command Chief Warrant Officers since the late 80s. Every state has had a Command Chief Warrant Officer that represents all the warrant officers within their state. There was a push in the early 90s by the National Guard Bureau to get rid of it, and it was quite an interesting read, and they lost, and they maintained it. They proved the worth of what that singular Command Chief Warrant Officer did for those states. So that's been around for a long time. Special Forces and Aviation have had Command Chief Warrant Officer positions for years. It's only really new to the rest of the force. It works very well within the Special Forces and in the aviation communities. Why? Because they have scoped it. They are involved in their training. They're involved in their talent management. They're involved in their operations, right? Because that's what they do. And they set it up the way they wanted to, and that's what they've done. Then you try to blow that out a little bit on the bigger Army scale, and every the different proponents do it a little bit differently. I can tell you from the MI side, when Kevin Boughton was at INSCOM, and we've had Aaron Anderson out at Huachuca before he became the Chief Warrant Officer of the Army. It's a fight for them, right? In order to get our own brethren and sisters on board to say this is a good thing for us. The CAC, the Combined Arms Center, has a Command Chief Warrant Officer. T2Com has a Command Chief Warrant Officer at a 2-star level. So there is relevancy and there is worth, but I think it all comes down to one or a couple things. Personality, the individual that's holding that position in there for the right reasons. It's not a title. It's not because I want this job. What impact is that person going to have to further their command and to further the soldiers, civilians, and the folks that are working underneath it? That to me is key. And then it's all about, I've said this before, knowing the difference between being present and having a presence. And no matter where we sit, whether you're Command Chief Warrant Officer, you're a brand new W2 or a brand new W1, it's all about having presence and knowing where to be, when to be. And so you can have that voice to help inform and shape those commanders on intelligence oversight decisions that are being made at a small level, right? So if you're not there, or you're not seen to be value added, then we're going to be forgot about. I think we as warrant officers generally, a lot of us have we've shot ourselves in the foot.